my name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. You may also want to check out my mini course, Telepathically Connect with Your Specific Person. So if you guys are interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to go a little deeper and explain the concept of infinite realities. And I want to do that, I want to explain that and clarify that because I get the impression that the concept of infinite realities is often presented as if it's something magic, as if it's something outside of this world. And I want to help you guys understand that it is actually a part of our day-to-day life. It's not magical, it's not out there, it's not a wild concept, it's something that you and me and everyone experiences day after day. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So as I just said, I often feel that there is this impression about infinite realities, and whenever we talk about infinite realities, that they are something magical, they're something outside of this world. I don't know if science fiction movies might have contributed to that. I don't know if people hear infinite realities and they imagine black holes and they imagine, I don't know, the outer universe or whatever it might be. But in actuality, infinite realities is something that all of us experience day after day. So I'm going to give some examples to illustrate it to you guys to help you understand it a little better. But I want you to keep this in mind. You and I and everyone experience infinite realities all day long. We could even argue that our day-to-day life, our moment to moment, every day, is a new reality, is a new reality out of the sum total of the infinite realities that there are out there. So let me explain, let me give some examples. Let's say that you have a decision to make. By the way, every decision we make, every choice we make, every attitude we adopt, every state we adopt is a new reality. And it's a new reality because it results in a different outside reality, in a different reaction, a different response from the outer world. So every move, every action, every non-action, every choice, every decision, all of these are new, different realities. To go back to giving an example, let's say you got an invitation to go to a party and you have to decide whether to go or whether to stay home or whether to do something else. So if you decide to go to the party, that decision is one reality. And it's one reality because it results in you going to the party, having the experience of being at the party, interacting with the people there, having fun or not having fun, eating whatever they might be serving, drinking whatever they might be serving, dancing perhaps, chit-chatting with other people, people watching, whatever it is that you might do at a party. So that has now become your reality, okay? Let's say, on the other hand, that you decide to pass on that party and you decide to stay home instead. This decision is a completely different reality that you have chosen for yourself. Instead of going to the party, you pass on that invitation and you stay home and you watch movies or you read books or you're on the phone with some friend of yours or you do household chores, whatever it is that you decide to do. That is a different reality. And that different reality originated in the choice that you made to skip the party. Now, you may make a third choice. You may make the choice to skip the party, but to do something else instead. Maybe you decide to go out and meet with a friend. That is yet another different reality. This is a different 3D experience. You experience being out with your friend, spending time with your friend, having a fun time with them. That's a completely different reality because it's a completely different experience. And once again, it originated in the decision that you made. Let me give you another example. Let's say that you're at work and your boss or one of your colleagues tells you something that really triggers you and really upsets you. How you choose to handle that situation and that incident is going to bring a certain reality in your 3D. For example, you might decide to confront them and speak up for yourself. That might cause an argument. In an extreme circumstance, an extreme case, it might even result in you resigning or them firing you. So this now is the reality that you have chosen and you have created for yourself. You may instead decide to drop it and say nothing and just forget about the whole thing. That decision in itself creates a completely different reality. You may decide to do nothing about it and yet later go and complain to some other work colleague. And that is yet another reality where you don't do anything, maybe nothing happens with your boss or your colleague who offended you, but you're engaging with other people to talk about it, to perhaps complain about it, or maybe try to find a solution or whatever it might be. That is a separate reality in its own. The same goes for absolutely every choice, every decision, every feeling, every meaning you give to whatever it is that happens in your 3D. All of these things create a new distinct reality. And all of these realities exist in the infinite sphere of realities, let's call it that, in the quantum field. You might have heard it called this way. All of these realities exist along with infinite others. They are already made because creation is finished. And you choose one of them in that moment to become your dominant reality in the 3D. By how you react to a situation, by a decision you made, by a choice you made, by how you respond to something or to someone, by something you decide to do or not do, or whether you decide to take some alternative action. And all of these things, you guys, are distinct, different realities. So you see then that we're not talking about something that's out there, we're not talking about something in the outer space, we're not talking about black holes, nothing so sci-fi. Instead, it's much more day to day. It's something that we all experience all the time. Literally, moment to moment, because we're always making choices, we're always making decisions, we're always acting on something or not acting on something, we're always choosing something over something else. So we're always creating our reality moment by moment. And the exact same thing is true of the versions of people we encounter, and that depends a lot on the meaning we give things that happen, on the meanings that we give to whatever people do or don't do or say or don't say. I've given that example before. Let's say you have an SP, let's say you're dating, and maybe you text them and they don't call you back for a few hours. Or maybe they don't text you back or whatever. The meaning you give to that is going to create your reality in the 3D in that moment. You can choose to give it the meaning that they're ignoring me, they don't care about me, they have other priorities, they're not prioritizing me, or they don't want to talk to me, maybe they don't like me anymore, maybe they don't love me enough, whatever. And you dwelling in those feelings, drawing those conclusions, and getting yourself into that state is creating your 3D reality in that moment. Because this is how you interpreted the situation and this is what meaning you gave it. On the other hand, maybe you decide to be a little more rational and say, well, maybe they were sleeping, maybe they were swamped in work and they were too busy and they couldn't respond right away. Maybe their phone died, maybe they haven't seen my message yet, maybe they saw it hours later. So instead, you get yourself into a different state where you give whatever happened a different meaning and you draw a different conclusion. So your feelings are different, your perceptions of the situation are different. And so then you are dwelling in that state and in that reality, in your 3D. That is your reality in the 3D, in that moment, because this is what you believe, this is what you assume, and this is the meaning that you gave, whatever it was that happened. So you see then that infinite realities are extremely tangible. They are an experience that we all go through moment to moment, every single day, 24/7 pretty much. And our state, at any given moment, actually determines what our dominant reality is in that moment, or in those hours, or in those days, however long we maintain that state. If it's a steady assumption that we have, then that is a steady state that we have, and so that is our reality day after day, and week after week, month after month, year after year, and so on. Now, are there realities that are much more remote to what we're experiencing right now in the 3D? Of course, and that is the whole purpose of conscious manifesting. To decide what you want, decide the reality that you want to experience, and by putting your focus and your attention on it, you bring it forward to the 3D. That reality exists, and it just needs you to go to it and align with it, align with the energy of it, align with the vibe of it, if you will. And as you sustain it and as you revisit it often, it starts becoming dominant within you. Once that starts happening, it starts getting pushed out into the 3D, and the 3D starts reflecting it. So you can absolutely choose your reality, even if it's something very remote to what you're currently experiencing. But in this video, I wanted to make the point that parallel realities, infinite realities, are a day-to-day experience. They're based on the choices we make, they're based on the decisions we make, they're based on the action we take, they're based on our beliefs and on our assumptions, they're based on the meaning we give things, they're based on our expectations. So overall, they are based on our dominant inner state. So I hope this gives you guys some clarification. I hope it helps you understand better that concept that can feel very out there for many of you. And let me remind you once more that you always have the choice of what state to dwell in, what state to put yourself in any given moment. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.